Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says.
As simple as that.
Not me.
As simple as that.
Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committing an act of terrorism.
Yeah. Nnamdi Kanu maintains that any court within the Nigerian legal jurisprudence that subject him to further trial has committed the act of terrorism, because violating international laws and treaties bordering on extradition and extraordinary rendition him down to Nigeria from Kenya is an illegality that no country should benefit from. So despite the rescheduled trial to commence a first trial slated for 21st of March, about a few days from now, Nnamdi Kanu has maintained his position that any court that wants to subject him to further trial is a terrorist and should be considered as such under the Nigerian Terrorism Prevention Act. And another lawyer affirmed that position, saying that the continued trial of Nnamdi Kanu is illegal by the Nigerian government.
Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says.
As simple as that.
Not me.
As simple as that.
Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committing an act of terrorism.
Yes.
Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. Yeah. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world.
Thank you very much. Until now, when you are talking about Nnamdi Kanu, you are talking about a great leader. We have seen him afar. He's a great leader. He have shown it. He have done what is expected from a leader. I will repeat it, that let's forget about Biafra. Let's forget about Biafra or not Biafra. Let us talk about the character of a leader and the action of a leader and the life of a leader. And when you are talking about it, talk about Nelson Mandela, talk about Lumumba, talk about Thomas Sankara, who was murdered, talk about the new president of Burkina Faso, talk about Jerry Lawrence, who is now late, and then talk about the great Nnamdi Kanu. Just see the greatness in him. When Nnamdi Kanu arrived in Nigeria, I was asking myself, is this man joking? Is he playing? This man had the courage as a leader to abandon his comfortable zone and luxurious zone and come down to suffer with the people that he's fighting for their freedom. He come down to suffer for them. He come down until now, he's ready to die for them. You know, whether people recognize Jesus Christ or not, I see a very great example of leadership in the life of Jesus, who abandoned all his honor and comfortable zone, surrendered by all the holy angels and the elders of heaven. Jesus Christ come down to this ground. He was born of a woman and suffered with us here in order to set us free. He gave his life, he gave his blood to save the people he wants to lead and people he wants to save. And that's the example that is used all over. And I don't say that Nnamdi Kanu has the level of Jesus, no, but he acted like a great leader because he didn't stay in UK eating and drinking and seeing his people suffer. He came down to suffer with them. He came down to do more than anybody that is fighting for freedom. by accepting all sort of incarceration, all sort of suffering and pain, all sort of insult, all sort of mockery, all sort of, suffering in the prison to save his life. And until today, as a leader, he is not ready to offer luxurious life to himself by compromising and being set free. That is what is called a leader. I'm talking about that aspect. I say let's forget about the fact that he's fighting for freedom. Oh, let's talk about his person. He is a great leader to start with. And the worst part or the best part of it is he's never ready to compromise. He know how to differentiate money and from freedom. Freedom is freedom, money is money. He push money aside and they talk about freedom. But the rest of leaders, what are they doing? They expose their people onto suffering for their own luxurious life. What is going on all over? That's what we are seeing. So Nnamdi Kanu has all his courage. To start with, he was set free by the court, discharged and acquitted. I asked myself, what is he still doing there? Who is detaining him there? If court is said discharged and acquitted, you take your way home. And what he said is true. I think the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu compromise so many things. It's putting fear on everybody. Let's be sincere. Everybody is afraid of that guy. So they are not only afraid of setting him free, they are afraid of what will happen after his freedom. Because I don't think he will go and sleep on what Kenya did. When they arrested him in Kenya, Kenya was a great country, and not I don't say great. I congratulate citizens of Kenya. They run, they surrender and say, why should you treat a human being like that? So to push the crowd out, they say he's a terrorist. And when people heard that he's a terrorist, everybody was discouraged. But is Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? Which accusation? And they drag him without respect. They mask him, band his eyes, and take him down to Nigeria. Do you think that Nnamdi Kanu will fold his hand and look at Kenya on what they did? This is a great case. It will happen. It's a great case against Kenya. Kenya government will pay for it. Although I think that the person who orchestrated it is no more in power, but they will pay for it to start it. And now he's taken down to Nigeria. I repeat myself by telling you, courts have judged the case. All allegations was removed, and they say discharged and acquitted. All the judges were tired of this case. I'm telling you, judges were tired.
Nigerian court established that he is not a terrorist. That even Nigerian government was forced and slammed to pay certain compensation to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which they refused. In their own court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, I will defeat them with truth. And that was exactly what happened.
Yes, so any lawyer, any judge that want to take the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, please, I plead with that judge. That judge should be careful for his own reputation. Don't go and burn your career. Your career. Nnamdi Kanu is terrible. He's a great leader, a very wise and intelligent person. He knows the law. I can say he mastered the law, Nigerian law, even many other laws out of Nigerian own. So let any judge, don't go and play eye service to please anybody. Don't burn your career. Any judge that want to take over the case, don't burn your career. Because Nnamdi Kanu will stand. He will stand. His detention, nobody know the meaning of his detention. And another thing is that I will plead with even all our leaders. Peace is better. Peace is better than disorder, than all this war that is going on in Nigeria. Which day will he let this country live at peace? Have you seen what is going on in Nigeria? I think you know Nigerians, the really sense of it, don't love themselves. That one is clear. The worst tribalistic country I've ever seen can be Nigeria. I'm telling you, when I was out of Nigeria, I didn't know how Nigeria was. But when I come down to Lagos, I fold my hand. I say, what is this? Is this how people live? If you meet two Hausans speaking their language, they know English, and you come, you are from another tribe, they will keep on speaking and they will talk, even if it's 2 or 3 hours, they will speak that their language. You will never hear them, and they will never come and say, this person doesn't hear us. Let us speak what you will hear, so that we will, yes, we carry him along as we are the same people of the same country. No, if 30 people join them, they will continue. If you meet many Yorubans, although we have many educated Yorubans, also few understand, speaking their dialect now, they will be speaking. If 2 other tribes will come there, you don't, they will continue to speak. To carry you along doesn't work. If you meet Igbos speaking, many of them will continue to speak also. So, what to hold us together? Sometimes I ask myself, is it this oil that is at the backyard of my mother? Oil in Niger Delta, is it what is holding us together? What is holding us together as a tribe? We don't love ourselves. And religion, Muslim Northerners, Fulani, don't want to see any Christian. And count the population of Christians that are in Nigeria. They don't want to see any Christian. That's why they're killing everywhere. That's why they're promoting Sharia. That's why they see you as an animal when you are not a Muslim and when you are not Fulani. In tradition, everything is completely upside down. Civilization, Nigerians, I can tell you, if Nigeria is 250 million, about 280 million are not civilized to carry on the really unity. Unity is something that must be discussed. People will gather together and discuss. Confab, organized by Jonathan, they push it aside. When they talk about many things that can help Nigeria, it's not sustained at all. So, what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting, he's not alone. He's not the only person that is fighting it. Even Yorubas are fighting for the Dual Republic, as Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for Biafran freedom. Remember that this Biafra we are talking about, 6 million of Biafran died during the war, and they're still dying until today. Which day will you be tired of killing these people for their ideology? Which day will you be tired of pushing them to the wall? Which day will you be tired? It has become clear now. The excuse before was 1966 coup was Igbo coup. 1966 coup is what spoiled Nigeria. All the coup that had happened in Nigeria, nobody is talking about any coup out of 1966 coup. And now it is clear that it was not an Igbo coup. Our great Babangida, people are saying it is medicine after death. I'm telling them that Babangida is not dead though. As long as a human being is alive, talking, able to write a book, he is alive. Babangida is alive. He still have a great influence. When he launched his book, how many people were there? Even our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was there. It means that Babangida is an important personality, and he revealed that truth and tell you 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup.
It was a clear conspiracy to subjugate, sideline, intimidate, and annihilate the Igbo.
A clear conspiracy, very clear allegation on the head of Igbo to kill them more and more. People say Ojukwu declare war. Did he declare war? He said, I'm going, and war came and meet him in his father's land. As Nnamdi Kanu is there now. Have you seen all those ones that are calling IPOB? Have you seen any IPOB in Lagos, in Yoruba land, fighting and dragging land with Yoruba land? No. Have you seen them in the north? No. They are in their father's land and telling you, we don't want to be part of you. Then where is problem? Where is problem? Eyes is closed. The people that are troubling Nigeria, nobody is seeing them. The people that are terrorizing Nigeria are still those who are coming today. They want to say they want to clean their body with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is this, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that. And how are you? Who you that is accusing Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How are you? So people that are troubling Nigerians, going from one bush to the other, going from one place to the other, and killing Nigeria and causing all sort of, will I say, disorder, killing and crime everywhere. Nobody talks about them. All eyes is centered in the east, southeast, and on Nnamdi Kanu. That's still the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu is complaining.
For that wonderful question, the answer of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say, Samoneka has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojukwu fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, Nnamdi Kanu did it via his own dimension. So ECPA is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samoneka should be discredited, the likes of Arives and that of the southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samoneka should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samoneka and Nnamdi Kanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world, in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samoneka is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible, and why the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also to the government, the Nigerian government be worried about this. Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samuel Ekpa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? So a particular tribe or a major tribe to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. That means dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government parastatals in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Yoruba man is still believe that's Nigeria is because